place. No room, no key. Pack it up, shut it down, leave. I had a place I called my own. Now I work wherever I go. Coffee shop, corner seat. Open the screen, find the beat. Adapt, adjust, repeat, restart. No fixed room, no fixed place. I lost my room, not my way. Pack, move, sit, create. Pack, move, sit, create. Notes, journal, schedule. Wake up early, sit with revelation. Stretch and wash, eat my meal. Take a walk, back to work. Move my body, keep the time, make it small. No walls, no doors. Still I build my own room. Routine, routine. A place I cannot see. Routine,